So a Roblox game called Grow a Garden just did something no Roblox game has ever done before by getting 5 million players all playing the game at the same time. Do you guys know how crazy this is? This is more than the entire population of Croatia. So everyone's talking about the success, but nobody's talking about why or how. Why is this game so popular? How is this game so popular? Where is this game so popular? Who? Alright.
What in nations?
But I want to find out the reason as to why this game is so popular, because there's a lot of people saying this game is just terrible, but I just know there has to be a reason behind this success. So after playing this game and even spending Robux on this game and interviewing people and having a poll and even watching YouTube videos about it, I have 5 reasons as to why this game is so popular. Okay, so the first reason I have on my notes is that Grow a Garden is super casual and relaxing. With a game as casual as this game doesn't require any skill whatsoever, but I think the low entry level of skill and actually the lack of skill that it requires is the reason why it's so popular, because since it doesn't require any skill, anyone can get into it. They don't really have to worry about anything. Like right now, if I was like an 8-year-old kid who didn't know how to play Roblox and I went into the strongest battleground, I would be perplexed because there is a skill gap in the strongest battlegrounds. But in a game like this, I could play if I'm 8 years old, I could play if I'm 21, I could play if I'm 40, but I think that's one of the reasons why. But the second possible reason as to why this game is so popular is because this game is super general. I know what I just said is very ambiguous, so let me just try to explain it. So if you look at other popular Roblox games like Blue Lock Rivals or Dress to Impress or The Strongest Battlegrounds, all of these games have specific appeals. For example, The Strongest Battleground appeals to people who are into PvP games, Dress to Impress appeals to people interested in fashion, Blue Lock Rivals appeals to sports, so they kind of have a set audience. For example, I wouldn't expect my boy Timmy, who's 15 years old and is really into action and fighting, I would expect Timmy to play The Strongest Battlegrounds, but not Dress to Impress. That's just something I wouldn't expect. I'm not judging you, Timmy. You can play Dress to Impress. You can play Cart Ride into 17 Pregnant Hyenas if you want to. But a game like Grow a Garden with an incredibly simple gameplay allows for the game to be enjoyed by a lot of people. So in conclusion, this game can be enjoyed by anyone. Male, female, dog, cat, pleasing fungus beetle, and spicy lump sucker. Now the third reason I spoke briefly about this, but it's the fact that this game is super simple. But I think the simplicity of this game actually helps a lot. Because like I said earlier, it's extremely easy to understand how to play this game. And because of how simple it is, you can enjoy it on all platforms as well. Like you could definitely play this on mobile. You could definitely play this on computer. You could probably play this on your school Chromebook as well because it's so simple. It doesn't have any crazy graphics that would flare up your GPU performance or anything like that. So once again, we're noticing a wide appeal where everyone can enjoy this game and no one is really left out. And that's like a common theme that you notice in a lot of popular Roblox games in general. Like Blue Lock Rivals can be played on any device, or they try really hard to make that accessible. Dress to Impress, Rivals, Murder Mystery 2, Brookhaven, they all try to do the same thing so that it's accessible to everyone. They don't try to leave a group out, they include everyone. And same thing with Grow a Garden, but just inherently the nature of their gameplay, it being so simple, just allows that to happen so naturally. So that's definitely one of the reasons as to why this game is so popular. The fourth reason is kind of ambiguous, but the fourth reason on my notes, it says progression is super easy and allows for people to achieve accomplishments at a relatively fast rate. This is kind of like my personal experience. I don't really have any scientific evidence. I mean, guys, you can trust me. In my personal experience, the games which I got addicted to the most are games where progression was fast. But the truth is, progressing in this game is fast, but it's also easy because progression happens offline when you're not even playing the game, so you don't have to put much work in it. And I think because of how simple and easy it is to progress and get richer in this game, that's the main reason why people are addicted to this game. The easy progression and also the fast progression allows for people to be hooked onto this game. This is one of my weaker reasons as to why this game is so popular, so I understand if you guys disagree with my point, but I just think that if this game had slow progression, like imagine this game didn't have offline progression, I don't think this game would be as addicting, if at all. But the fifth reason as to why this game is so popular is the biggest reason on my list, and I think it's an important reason that other people can learn from. So the fifth reason is that this game is super replayable, and replayability in a platform like Roblox is super important because my boy David Bazuki, he makes the most money when you guys play the game a lot. But I think the reason why this game is super replayable is not because of the gameplay itself, because the gameplay, I'm gonna be honest, is kind of doo-doo. It's like poo-poo on a stick. But the reason why this game is so replayable is because of the time. Or I could word that so much better, but since the things you plant take time, and also considering the fact that plants grow offline when you're not playing the game, it kind of forces you to play this game again. Because let's say this, I plant a tomato tree, then I have to go to church, so I click off this game, but I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna play this game ever again. I'm gonna be like, hey, let's hop on Grow a Garden and see how my tomato plant is doing. You see what I mean? And this is the main part of their game design. They make it super replayable to the point where you kind of have to replay the game to see all the progress that you made, because progress is offline. So I think growing offline, or whatever it's called, is the main reason why this game is so popular. Because the idea that things are growing offline when you're not going onto the platform kind of forces you to play the game again and see all the progress you made. But with all the progress that you make offline, you can buy new things like seeds, pets, or what else? Is that it? So they just kind of have an infinite loop, and I think this is the biggest reason as to why this game is so popular. So if you're making a simulator game, if you're making anything along those lines, I think you should take notes, because growing offline is going to be something that takes over Roblox. So there's my reasons. But if you want to know my personal thoughts and my personal opinions about this game, I don't like this game. And if you're mad about that, you can do anything you want. I don't think I'll change my mind, because trying to convince me to play Grow Garden is like trying to convince someone who's allergic to peanut butter to try peanut butter. It's just purely not my thing. Maybe I'm too old for this. I'm low-key an unk. Is that what they say? Yeah, I'm low-key an unk.